I wore a shirt in honor of your last name that you had. I'm hiding it with my Necronomicon, but I have a.
Hey!
Yes!
Such a cool shirt.
I had to. I was like, oh my gosh, I know just the perfect shirt.
Oh yeah, that's perfect for Chuck and perfect for this podcast. So welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a movie podcast by filmmakers that love to talk movies, television, and wear just a tip t-shirts. On this week's episode, we're bringing back Marie for part 2 of our horror award show.
Extravaganza.
Yeah,
Extravaganza.
So, extravaganza. I'm your host, the camp counselor guy, King_Sangre.
I'm the ancient Indian burial ground guy, Jose.
I'm the Elm Street guy, but I really am just the tip guy real quick.
and real quick being the key emphasis there. Real quick.
Yeah, it's just real quick, because that usually it's like just real quick. They're like, no, just real quick. Just the tip real quick.
Just so it counts.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Just so it counts.
Trust me.
Oh my gosh. And I'm the under your bed guy at Chillin with Cult.Class.
Yay. So we didn't scare her away too much. So she came back for part 2 because she was legally obligated because we signed a contract. Thank you, Marie.
Yes. It's the only reason why. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me here. It's so fun.
In that first part that we did, we had a lot of similar answers. We seem to be on the same page, but a lot of things. Now that we're off of movie genre awards, let's see if that continues going forward.
So let's start off with our first category.
So the first category here is Best Horror Director.
Oh.
Oh, Chuck, you oohed first, so you can start.
You made the first noise.
I mean, sorry. I mean, I'm going Wes Craven, just for what he did with Elm Street and Scream. Like he brought like 2 different genres, created, for me, that's what I feel like, because that's what I saw, the slasher, the dream, and then he brought like, this kind of meta kind of like horror. So, and Scream was awesome. Elm Street was awesome. The first ones are all the best, and so I'm going Wes Craven. Rest in peace.
I went for something that I was like, I'm going to do something that I don't think anyone else is going to do. And it's more modern, but I picked Ari Aster just because of Hereditary. Just because that movie made me feel so much. I'm like, that's it for me. Right. I mean, there's better ones. There's my favorite ones, but I picked that just because I want to be different.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I also had to go Wes Craven, like Chuck did. As I had mentioned in the last episode with The Conjuring, it was one of those like revitalizing movies that kind of brought horror kind of back up after a lull. Scream, I feel, was that for the early 90s. And it kind of helped, give a jolt to the horror genre. So besides that and my favorite series, Nightmare on Elm Street, he was involved in other classics such as The Hills Have Eyes, both the original, and he was a writer for the remake of his own movie, and also The Last House on the Left. So he's got quite a collection under his belt. So Wes Craven for me.
Mine is Maurice Mraven, that director. Wes Craven. No, I picked Wes Craven, same reason you guys said. The Hills Have Eyes, but People Under the Stairs was a classic that I used to watch as a kid. Love that movie. New Nightmare, the way he did New Nightmare was so interesting, and the way he kind of spun that movie, so good. Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, Last House on the Left is so creepy to watch. That's another one that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like watching that movie after the first time. I'm good. So yeah, Wes Craven.
I think speaking of New Nightmare, I feel it came out too early. It's one of those movies, I love it, but it came out before it was supposed to. I think if it came out later, it probably would have been received better. I don't think people were ready for that. They just wanted straight up Freddy like they've done before.
Yeah, and it kind of connects with like Scream in a way, where like
absolutely,
to kind of,
it's pre-Scream.
Pre-Scream, right? Like he's like ready to get. I mean, I know he didn't write. I know it was like Kevin Williamson that wrote Scream, I think, but like still, like he was already getting that.
The meta approach. He took a meta approach to it. Yeah, absolutely. Our next category: Best Horror Movie Villain. Best Horror Movie Villain, and you can interpret that in so many ways. That's why I'm interested to see what everybody's answer is going to be. So, Chuck, you get to go first. Don't pretend that you're frozen. He's pretending that he's frozen. You can still blink. I see you blinking. You got the tears coming down. Got the Edgar Wright tears.
Yeah, eyes are getting watery.
I was like, no, I think he's actually frozen, you guys.
Damn, my eyes were fucking burning. I was like,
Got
That was
it.
damn it, I didn't want to go first. I was like, I kind of want to think about this one.
Okay,
Damn,
okay,
like,
that's
it's-
fine.
I'll go.
You went
I'll go
first
third.
on the last one. That's fine.
I'll go
Third.
third. I'll go third.
All right.
You
I'll
just
go
dictate
third.
where you. Please
Yeah,
go.
I'm
you
gonna go
split
third.
I'll start this one, and to everyone's surprise, it's going to be Freddy Krueger in there. So, here is an iconic villain. First of all, you just think of him, his essence in the movie. This is a villain that you really can't escape. You've got to sleep at some point. So it's like he just kind of waits for you to sleep. Like Jason, you could just keep running. You might get tired eventually, but you could just keep running or leave camp. Just don't go to New York. But Freddy
Or space.
Krueger, yeah,
Or
okay.
space.
Freddy Krueger, you can't escape it. He'll mock you right before he's killing you, and is a villain who uses your own traumas against you. He's like, oh, I can just cut you up and everything be cool. But you know what? What's your trauma? Let me use this against you. So I feel that made him one of the most creative villains and one of the most haunting villains that there is.
Well, I wrote down here as a joke, sort of, the tree from Evil Dead. But I was like, yeah. But I have to go with Bay Michael Myers all the way, forever in my heart, always. I always just look at him. I don't know why I view him as this, but like he's like a classy killer. He's like a classy slasher. Like I said before, he's like stoic, strong, silent type. But then he's so like powerful, a little chokey,
unhealthy crush, unhealthy kind of romance with.
It's that mask in the first one. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Makes me look at William
Michael Myers
Shatner a
mask.
little differently.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm going with Candyman. Like he just, like he's a tortured soul. Like he's a bad guy, but he's also got like some reasons for being a bad guy, and he's kind of a romantic, and he's got a fucking hook, and he's fucking hooking people. What's not to love about that? So I'm going Candyman, and I liked the new one. Like I didn't hate it, I liked it, but the original one still for me. But yeah, I'm going Candyman.
Cool.
Single-handedly bringing up the bee population.
All right, edit me out again.
Bees lives matter. Bees lives matter.
These lives matter.
These lives matter. Yeah, and I know he got fucking Macaulay Culkin in My Girl. That was the fucking Candyman. So just throwing that out there.
Ooh, crossover that no one
Yeah.
expected.
Got him.
That's what we
got
needed.
him.
Crossover
He
we
fucking
needed.
got him, dude.
Got him.
He got him.
He's there just peeking behind the tree, just watching.
Yeah. He's like, be my victim. Yeah.
Oh.
We just needed the little girl to be like, it was Candyman. When she's screaming at his coffin. But
Yeah, man. I went with Hannibal Lecter. Love Hannibal Lecter,
yeah.
man. It's more the psychological horror element of it, but the dude is one of the greatest villain interpretations I've ever seen in film. I think Anthony Hopkins killed that scene, but the whole psychological hair that he has with Clarice and how he's manipulating her, see the whole cat and mouse game, and you see it just to see it get reversed. Genius. Loved it.
It's a villain who's intimidating with his words
Yeah.
and just the way he comes across. It's not even with his violence or anything.
No. But then when you do see the violence about him ripping off and wearing it as a mask, oh man, that's brutal.
I think if I met Anthony Hopkins and he just kind of stared at me for 20 seconds and didn't say anything, I think I would be scared.
Yeah.
I would absolutely be scared.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
like,
even take
just
20
like-
seconds. It wouldn't even take 20 seconds.
Like if you just stared, I'd be like,
Where's Candyman?
Okay.
I'll take my chances with Candyman.
Yeah.
All right, for the next one, best scream queen.
It's like you don't even have to ask me.
I
Well, it's obvious. But
Yeah,
the
go
thing
for
is, it's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis only, but only Halloween 1, 2, and H2O. I'm excluding Halloween Resurrection. I'm excluding the new franchise because also hashtag not my Laurie Strode in those ones. But
Yeah.
Halloween 1, 2, and H2O, yes. Laurie Strode. Jamie
H2O
Lee
with
Curtis.
Josh Hartnett.
Yes, Josh Hartnett.
Oh,
he does.
yeah.
I had a crush on him back in the day.
And Chuck still does.
I still do. I love Josh Hartnett. That was my guy. I was telling them last time. I'm like, I used to try to get my hair to kind of stick up in the back, like in high school. I was like, how does he do that?
I think that was an
Just don't
accident.
comb
I don't
it.
think that.
He's the same damn person and everything, and it's never good acting.
See,
I just
guys,
can't.
this was nice. This is fun.
Yeah.
I will also have to go with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Black Hawk Down.
If not anything else,
Sorry.
This is a horror
Sorry.
movie.
Let it
show,
go.
not a Josh
Let it
Hartnett.
go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
they should have
Pearl
taken him
Harbor?
down. That was terrible.
Othello. Oh, you want to keep going?
Sin City.
Yes, but Sin City, that's not a Josh Hartnett movie. That doesn't count.
He opens
He's in
it
two
and he
scenes.
fucking closes it.
He's
He
in two
opens it
clips.
and he closes it.
It's shorter than a
It's
trailer.
his movie.
Doesn't
it's
count.
his movie. It's
They
his
should've
movie.
They should have opened the door so he can go out and then close it. behind him.
The Academy has spoken, okay? The Academy has spoken. It's his movie.
It's his movie.
With the Scream Queen, yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamie Lee Curtis. If not anything else, just longevity. I mean, it's been 44 years, and she's still ticking. She's still going in here. So, if no other reason, that's the main reason. It's longevity. Plus, she's great in her role, mostly at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And her mom, hello, was the queen, the one that came from Psycho, man.
Yeah.
And in Halloween H2O.
Yeah, totally get it.
Oh yeah, she's in that. She's like the secretary or
Yes.
something like that, right?
Yeah, she works at the school with her. And there's all these Psycho references in there. She drives the same car in Halloween H2O
Yeah.
she does in Psycho. Oh, okay, I can go on with Halloween H2O. You
Yeah.
guys go.
Is that with
You're
Josh
being-
Hartnett?
No.
I think it is.
He's in that, right?
He's great in that.
You know what?
Great.
You
He's
really
so
wouldn't be able to
good.
tell if Josh Hartnett was in it. That's all I'm gonna
He's
say.
so great.
He steals the show.
He really does. Is that a Michael Myers movie? I don't remember him being in it. I just remember
I
Josh
all I remember is
Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. Yeah.
I remember it's Josh Hartnett.
Chuck gets
Is-
blinders when Josh Hartnett's in front of his face.
Is that why they
Okay.
took it out of canon? Was because of Josh Hartnett? That's the only reason why they eliminated all those movies.
Why
from
would you
canon?
not? You do it for Josh Hartnett, dude.
Jamie Lee Curtis is the obvious answer, so for sure. But I went with somebody a little different. I went with Toni Collette. The way she
Yes.
cries, the way she does it, The Sixth Sense, Hereditary, like her acting
Yes.
performance in it, her screams, man, especially in Hereditary. My God, she gave such a phenomenal performance in that. So it's you have to incorporate. That's why I totally understand the argument for Jamie Lee Curtis, and that's the correct answer. But for me, it's like what symbolizes the Scream Queen. You got to have that scream down. You got to really be able to feel it. And Toni Collette, man, she's such a great actress. So
good.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. I thought I was gonna be like pretty cool with that one, but I guess
that was
not.
yours too.
But, yeah, but because I think about the Sixth Sense too. I know she's not screaming in it, but it's technically
She has
kind
her
of
scream
a
moment.
horror
She
movie.
does. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, but she's crying, a lot of emotion. Like she's kind of in that genre, and I feel like she's gonna do more stuff with that too. So it's good, perfect for her.
Yeah,
so it's great.
absolutely.
Good choice. Good call.
So next category, best horror concept.
I said the Blair Witch Project because even though it wasn't the first found footage horror movie that exists, but it's the first one that brought it to popularity, and it kind of opened up a whole new world. And the floodgates, and it's just the way they marketed it as being real, how they created the website. Everyone thought the website was real. There's no way to look up like the actors, like there was nothing. It was just brilliant.
The marketing was
like
the
brilliant.
most
There you go.
Blair Witch
Right, I was
Project.
just gonna say that. I was
Yeah.
like, you have that on you, right? I think you do.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
marketing
It's
was
just-
genius.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Whole
yes.
thing perfect
Yes.
movie, everything about execution perfect. Yeah.
I thought about this. I was like, okay, if I was to put myself in a horror movie, and I didn't want to go like Nightmare on Elm Street again, I was like, what's a concept that was like, holy shit, like this would suck as being in it, and I went with It Follows, because here, if you think about the
STD
entity
horror
here,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like one, the way it passes, but then two, this is a relentless like entity that's like going after. Like you can literally go to another country and eventually it'll get to you. You never know when it's coming.
Eventually.
You never know when it's going to happen. Never know what it's going to look like. And I feel like that concept was just so like creepy and scary if you're like in that position.
Yeah,
I like
another
how
continent. You're still
Yeah.
gonna have herpes. It's gonna follow you.
Mhm.
You're still gonna get it.
I like it how Jose said, if I had to be in a horror movie, it's like so you picked a movie about sex.
Yeah, if I had to be in a horror movie, I want to like be able to have sex and then pass it on and maybe get it back and pass it back again.
Little flirtation notes going back and forth.
Well, I mean,
Freaking pervert.
usually by horror tropes, it means you're almost going to die immediately. This, you at least got some leeway. You can survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in lifelong terror and everything.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mhm.
No
Exactly.
close relationships ever.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of like the who is it? You know, with obviously with Jason, Freddy, we know who it is. So I think about like the Thing, the Faculty, where it's kind of like, okay, who is it? Which one of us is here? You know, so that's the kind of concept that I like, where you don't know who it is, and as the viewer too, like we don't know either. You know,
Yeah.
especially like
Mhm.
that one scene in the Thing where they're testing each other's blood, and like it's like okay, we're good. You know, and then finally that one hops out.
That's good.
So I'm going with
Okay.
the who.
I had a
who is
few.
it?
I had a few. One of them was It Follows, so he already said it. So the other two is Babadook and The Sixth Sense. I thought were interesting concepts. So The Sixth Sense, having the boys see the ghost, super interesting, especially the twist ending at the end. You know, that's when I thought M. Night Shyamalan with Ari Aster, he's going down where I thought M. Night Shyamalan was going to do after he did The Sixth Sense. I remember them heralding him that he's going to be like the next Steven Spielberg. No, he did not. But The Sixth Sense was so genius. And then Babadook, I love the Babadook. The Babadook is so good. And that's right there with me with Hereditary, one of my favorite horror movies in the last, 10 years. Babadook, man, you have a just preying on this mother and her child, and you have this book that's foretelling this, and even the scariness of the Babadook, the way it looks visually, the pacing, the editing, the way, even when you had a little boy with the backpack and he fires the whole time, you're just building up when he's going to use this thing, and he nails it to hit his mom in the forehead. Babadook's awesome, man. Love that movie.
You know, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
And so as I was watching it, I was like, this is not anything close to what I thought. And then it ended, and I was like, but I liked it better than what I thought it was going to be.
Next one, best kill. This should be some variety here. I feel we're not going to have any duplicates here.
Yeah, we'll probably
All
will,
right.
dude. Every single question has had a duplicate, so I'm gonna say yes, we have a duplicate.
This is the one, Dan. We will have no duplicates on this one.
I'm pretty
many.
sure you and I may, Jose.
All right.
Let's
Dan,
see.
start it off. Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, especially the marionette. You know, when he pulls the guy's veins out, and I knew it, and he's playing puppet as the guy's being dragged across the fucking the hospital until he dumps him from the top of the hospital to fall down and. But just thinking as a kid, you're pulled from your body and being held, and you're being treated. It's so gross, man. The veins aspect is what just gives me the creeps, the heebie-jeebies.
Yep. That's what I have.
Told you, man. And I even specifically said, Jose, you're gonna have the same answer as me. I know this.
I do got some backups though. I do got some backups.
Yeah.
So I will stick with Freddy. And it's actually, I believe it's from Dream Child, Part 5. Not a great movie, but the deaths were very creative.
Yeah.
And this is the character whose like mom was very high maintenance, and there was all these her trauma was self-image like issues. And so when she falls asleep at the dinner table, he proceeds to start feeding her and stuffing her with food until she just grows and just from the food. But in real life, she chokes in there. And I felt like that was another creative way to use her trauma against her.
Do you want to go check?
Yeah, I had two, and I couldn't figure out which one I wanted, but they both elicit the same response for me, which is like, and then a laugh. So
Nice.
one of them is Shaun of the Dead, when the first zombie girl, like, oh my gosh, she's so drunk. And then she starts going after, and he pushes her, right? And she falls onto, but she doesn't really die there, right? So I'm like, okay. But it has to be Hereditary with the little sister, and she sticks her head out the window and knocks.
That made you laugh.
I mean, not at first. I was like,
You sadistic.
and then I started laughing, and I'm like, but it was so shocking. And then, like, I don't know if it was just I was nervous, of what I saw. Because when I get nervous, I'll start laughing, So it's like, did you see that? Like,
and that's why Hereditary is Chuck's choice for horror comedy.
Yeah, dude, Hereditary sweeping the Oscars, dude. Sweeping the Oscars for me, dude. So
I feel like a broken record, but it's obviously from a Halloween movie. Okay, so Halloween 2 hot tub scene. Halloween 2, the couple in the hot tub, the nurse and an ambulance driver, and then the ambulance driver. They're like doing stuff in the hot tub, and then he gets up to go. Just the tip.
Yeah.
And he gets up and goes and what's he getting? Turning down. Oh, because Michael Myers is cranking up the heat or something and getting it too hot. And then he goes into the I'm going to tell the whole thing. I'm sorry. Anyway, that guy dies.
Yeah.
And then the chick is there and she's getting out. And then Michael Myers just comes in and puts his dirty ass hand on her shoulder. She thinks it's her boyfriend. And then she starts nibbling his finger and stuff. And I'm like, okay.
Marie's like, I wish that was me. Michael Myers. Oh, what's up?
No. So then he drowns her in the hot tub. And she's like, it's so hot. She's like, her skin and everything. But there's one scene where he's holding her in there and he's digging his thumb in her back. And I'm like, the passion of this kill. I'm like, you get her, Mikey. That's my boy. So that's the one.
Mikey, he likes it.
he likes it. Maybe she likes it. I don't know. He's got that thumb digging in her back.
I did have an
favorite. Here we go.
Oh yeah, Marie's oh my god, is it hot in here, guys? What's going on?
I can feel the sauna. No, I did have an honorary mention, which was going to be the chest burster.
I was about to say that. I'm like, this category is so good. I think everyone should do a runner-up too.
Yeah, my runner-up would be that one, just for what it represented. You know what I mean? The whole scene, the way you see it play out and popping out. We never seen anything like that. The prosthetics looked amazing, but just to then see the transformation to the xenomorph, and that was the initial kill. Awesome. That'd be my runner-up.
My runner-up, I'm gonna go with Freddy X. Jason X. Yeah, Jason X. And it was where he comes back to life and they're in the lab and he sneaks up behind her and he takes her head and he puts it in the the dry ice pretty much and just freeze completely. And then after it freezes, you get the shot from inside the water and you see her freezing up. And then that's not enough. She's already dead. He then picks her up and smashes on the counter, shattering into little pieces, then just walks off, go about his business.
For me, it's Scream with Drew Barrymore, because you thought she was going to be a part of the whole movie and she's the headliner and whatever. And the movie just started and it was boom, she's done, and I was just like, I was like, whoa. It reminded me of Executive Decision when Steven Seagal flew out of the fucking plane, and which was very heartbreaking for me.
He didn't die. He's still flying.
But to me, it just kind of flipped the switch and kind of turned everything around where you're like, whoa, where it kind of left an anxiety with you the whole way because you're like, well, who the fuck's gonna die now, and who's the killer, and what's going on? Anybody can die. They just killed Drew Barrymore, so.
She really wanted that. Man. She wanted that too.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be Neve Campbell's role, right?
Yeah.
Got that correct? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. And it was brutal, man. And when you see her just hanging off there with and everything, I was like,
yeah.
It was a brutal scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that tree. Oh god, flashback.
The trees
totally
again.
About that aspect. The trees.
The tree is a villain here.
Trees. Another theme
what?
Going on here. Trees.
Where was E.T. to save her? Nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. They were right in
Aw.
Avatar.
E.T. was them. Don't forget.
Okay,
No, Chuck,
Chuck.
no.
Now I gotta cut this off again.
No.
Chuck.
Just cut it out. Just cut it out. Just cut it out. But we already know E.T.
Okay.
Cut it out. Just cut it
Come
out. This is just for us.
No.
You know, he's got the little finger, right? He's like, let me heat it up for you.
He
Let me
doesn't have
put
the
it
Mike
at-
Myers thumbprint, okay? It's not the same thing.
ET's just all like, be good.
He's all,
There's nothing
hey,
to-
he's all, hey, he's all two knuckles,
Just
one
the
knuckle.
tip.
Where am I
It's
going?
like, wait, have you seen the tip, the
Just-
fingertip of his finger? It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
That
he's
tip
all
is
just the
damaged.
tip. He's all just the tip, and they're like, well, you know.
He's like,
so-
look, I can make it glow.
Do you want to glow? And cut all this out, Dan, please.
God. Okay,
I'm gonna
unmarked.
make you my human jack-o'-lantern. That's what I'm gonna do. There's a movie Zombie. I don't know if it's from Brazil. Where's it from? And it has if you guys see the movie Zombie and it's old and it's cheesy and it's a zombie movie and it's foreign and there's that shark zombie scene in the underwater, it's shark versus zombie. Have you seen that?
No, dang.
No,
I
oh my
haven't.
God, you
Marie's got us,
guys.
dude. Marie's like, what the fuck am I doing on here?
Yeah.
Who are you guys, dude?
Amateurs? What the fuck?
Do you even podcast? Do you even podcast?
Is this
We
a
thought
real
we were.
podcast? Like, what is going on here?
I thought. I mean, I have a mic in my face. I don't know.
I should have checked your credentials before I came on.
That's on it, but there's a scene where there's a real shark and a zombie, that's not the scene I'm talking about. There's a whole death scene of a girl and it's her eye and a splinter getting,
No,
and
that's
that's one of my
nice.
favorites. That's nice. And you hear a little,
Yeah.
like, it's just, the zombie's like pulling her head through the door and
That
it's a
sounds
close
sweet.
up of like the splinter. That's
sounds
one that
cute.
really stands out.
Yeah,
It's very
sweet,
cute.
sweet.
That's
Very
a
cute
very
moment, yeah.
Hallmark moment right there. Yeah.
The more you know. Okay, the next one, most iconic theme song.
Ooh,
Now
this was gonna
this
be hard
one-
for everyone.
This is hard, man, because there's so many different ways you
Yeah.
can go with this. It's obviously all subjective. I already know what Marie's is, so Marie, go ahead.
Well, I obviously have Halloween, okay, but then I also have two more, but I don't want to steal anybody else's.
Okay, do the
Okay,
first one.
we'll
then
come back to you.
Halloween's my number one, and then you guys say yours, and I'll say those are mine too.
Okay, deal.
I'm gonna go with Jaws. That's mine. That's mine.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Yes. You know what? You know what? I didn't even want Jaws. I just said it because I knew you wanted it.
Yes, because Spielberg.
Troll.
Don't you take my Spielberg away from me.
No, it is Jaws. Like when I think, it's the first thing that popped in my head. The music is everything because he's not really in it that much. I'm assuming he's a male. Maybe, I don't know, but like it's the music. The music is fucking scary, right? It's very just get in there, right, Dan? Get in there, getting closer, and
It's the slow buildup,
comes
man.
out, blows up, and it's just,
Yeah,
shots.
dude. John Williams, man. And like the way they set it up too, where you know that the shark was obviously supposed to be in it earlier, and they kept having issues with the,
Right.
with the actual the shark. So they had to keep using the fin and they had to set it up. But the music ties so well into it that it created a technique in horror film of hinting at the villain and not quite seeing it. And it's the theme song ties so perfectly into it. Halloween seems like, again, that should probably be the correct
Obvious
answer. Yeah, but Jaws to me it's so impactful with how they tie into it.
Yeah, no, it was Halloween. It's so it's so recognizable. I've known people who have heard that song and haven't watched it, and they're just like the guy with the white mask thing with the knife and stuff, and they've never seen it, but they know the song is attached to them. So I feel like that's iconic.
I also had The Shining and The Exorcist on mine, just because they're two of my favorites at least.
Yep.
But the Shining song, oof.
It's so good. The Shining absolutely hits me like that. The reason why I didn't mention it was just because not enough people know about it,
Mhm.
right? The
Yeah,
Shining fans,
true.
we know it because it's so spine-tingling, creepy. It does those perfect notes that makes you feel awkward and weird. It's not comforting.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, love it.
You know which one I thought of, but kind of you're mentioning it's not overly like recognizable unless you're a fan of the movies, but like the Gremlin song.
Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I love that song, man. I love that one. which still had one of the most ridiculous scenes ever of Phoebe Cates explaining about how her dad died as Santa falling through the chimney. Thank you for this character exposition, but like, what does this have to do with the storyline? Nothing. Just trying to give her depth.
Nothing.
Best underrated horror movie. I feel like so many can fit into this.
I mean, I would say Post. I mean, it's not underrated, but I don't think people know about it. You know,
It's
like,
underrated because
underrated.
not enough people have watched it. Yeah, so I would
yeah,
consider it
like
underrated.
it's not. I'm trying to think. Like underrated is like what does that kind of mean though? Like it didn't get
It's-
good ratings.
It's
but
something that
good.
doesn't have a lot of attention. It isn't
Yeah,
looked
that
at as a
should be.
great horror
As a
movie. It's
great
kind of
classic.
People
in the
need to watch
shadows.
Post. I know it's newer, you know, but they have to. It's so fucking good and so clever and well written and even acted. Like it's so good and surprising. Like and it's scary.
Truly scary. Truly
It's
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty underrated. Like people, like I tried to get it out there when it came out a few years ago. Like I was tweeting about it. Watch Host, and Instagram, and everybody's like, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
But they said fuck
So-
you for other
They're
reasons,
lost.
not because of that.
I think it was for other reasons. I really think it was. They're like, come on, you know, dude, you haven't talked to me in like 2 months after we did with stuff. And I'm like, yeah, just watch the fucking movie though. It has something to do with
Oh,
it.
jeez.
Like, geez, get over it, you know? You're a grown man. I mean, woman. That's fine. You know?
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. Come on, just watch Host already.
I said House of the Devil. And that also would have been a cult movie that is one of my most favorites. And what's the name? Ty West, a guy who just did X. You know that movie
Oh,
X that just
saw
came
it.
out?
Yeah.
He's the one who wrote and directed House of the Devil like years ago, and it's filmed. I was watching it, it was before I knew who this guy was. I was watching it, I was like, this was definitely filmed in like the 80s. It had to be. Just the way it looked, it's so perfectly 80. I think it's like early 80s aesthetic. And it's a cult movie, that's all I'm gonna say. Again, another slow burn, very like I'm all into that. But House of the Devil, one of my all-time favorites for sure.
I went with Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Night, starring mine and Chuck's boy, Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Dude, I love Demon Night, man. Demon Night is such a ridiculous 90s horror movie that just doesn't get talked about enough. Very campy. It is what it is. Billy Zane, way overacting, but I mean that as a compliment because there we are. Yeah.
There we are with Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Us and our best friend Billy.
Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Who wouldn't
Like,
let us touch him or give
Yeah,
him a
he
high
wouldn't let
five or anything?
No.
But he's our best friend
Ooh.
though.
I still patted him on the
Okay.
back though.
So did I.
He
I
just
fucking
stared at
elbows
me.
up. I'm like, later, dude. Thanks.
Later, dude.
Later,
You should have told him to
dude.
watch the host. Come on, Chuck.
I should have told him.
I know. But no, man, I love Billy Zane's acting in it. It's so over the top, like a Nick,
Yeah.
like he taps into his Nick Cage aura with that movie, and I think it's awesome. It makes it fun, campy. So
Yeah,
that one.
good pick.
I feel a lot of people haven't watched, and usually when I mention it, people are like, no, the first one wasn't that great. I don't want to watch that one. But it's Ouija Origin of Evil. And well,
Yes.
it's based off
think
the
I've
Ouija
seen
book,
it.
but it's actually really good horror movie. I didn't like the first one.
Ooh.
This is technically a prequel, but it actually ended up had some good creepy moments, some good scares, good story. So I feel that one didn't really get a lot of attention because how bad the first one was. So that's my choice.
So Ouija board movie?
Yeah, Ouija Origin of Evil.
Ouija Origin?
Ooh.
Oh dang.
I'm
I'll
adding
check
that
it
to the
out.
list. That
Yeah,
seems
because that
right
shit
up my
scares
alley.
me. Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
scares me. So I might try to check that out.
Mhm.
That's on the queue, everybody. Watch Ouija or Origin Cruise Control. Was that what you said?
You already did your
I did like 3 cues already.
All right, so our next category is going to be our RAZZIE Award, which is a most overrated horror movie. So it could be either a cult following of people swear to you, dude, this horror movie is freaking awesome, and you're like, no, it's not. Like, it's not that good. Or if it's a popular horror movie that you just think is way overpraised. So this is us giving out.
Are we gonna make some enemies during this one? Are we gonna
Probably.
are we gonna start fighting? We're gonna throw down during this one?
We might have to.
Why don't you start it off, Dan?
There's a few. Okay, there's a few that I have, but I'm gonna name one that I just really fucking hated. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't like that movie.
Dude, I
Those
fucking
two guys
love that movie.
love
dude.
it. I think it's so shit. It's so bad, and I'm somebody that loves Trolls too. So like, I like bad, B-level horror movies, but that is just so it's too rough for me, man. Couldn't do it. Don't like it.
I've never seen it, so
Don't.
No, watch it.
But you guys
No,
say
watch it.
do? You guys say okay?
It's so bad that it's worth a watch.
It's so
Okay.
bad, it's good. Like it's a cult classic.
It is.
People
There
love
you
it.
go.
It is.
Cult
It's
classic.
a
Now
cult
we know
classic.
it's okay.
Say it, Maria.
I had a
Say it.
couple written down. Halloween
Feel-
Kills is one of them. I'm not going to go into it because my hatred for that movie runs deep. And
Yeah.
also quickly, The Quiet Place was one for me only because I have kids and I'm like, this would never happen. Everyone would be dead. Kids don't know to be quiet. Kids are crying. Kids are like, why did you be quiet? They don't understand death and like everyone would be died in an instant. But okay,
and then real
guys.
quick, farts and using the restroom. How are they gonna?
Hello?
I
What
thought
if you have
that.
explosive one day?
That's
You
what I'm
can't help
saying.
it. Like, what are
And-
you supposed to do? You can't.
Farting? Like, how are you gonna do it? Like, everybody's all of a sudden
Heavy
just
pinching.
silence?
Heavy pinching.
Heavy pinching can make it worse.
That's what I'm saying. It creates a trumpet effect, Jose.
It does.
This is science at this
vibration.
point. It's science.
You can't make every fart a steam vent fart. You don't have to do that. Who does that anal control? Come
Chuck has that type of anal control.
on.
Oh, yeah, okay. I hated Us. Get Out was okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Us
I
was-
didn't
Us-
hate us,
Us
but I
was-
didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Like I was watching. I think I took like my nephew and my niece. Were like, "This movie sucks, right?" And they're like, "Totally, we fucking hate it." And I'm like, "Okay, that's what I thought." Yeah, Us.
No.
There you go.
No one was trapped. They weren't trapped underground. They could have just walked out the door. I don't understand why everyone was like, we're stuck down here. It's like, no, you're not. Just walk. They just came in the door. Go out the
Did people just
door.
like it because they like to get out? It's like, oh, like, did you get it? Like, yeah, I got it. You didn't get it? Yeah, it's fucking good. It was a great movie.
But that's how M. Night Shyamalan movies were. Remember that when he started falling off, people were just like, oh, no, The Village was fantastic. You just didn't get it. It's like, no, I got it. It had some weak moments to it. And then Lady in the Water, everybody was like, all right, you're right. He fell off.
Yeah,
Lost
like
it.
Get
Yeah,
Out
he
was
fell
good.
off.
I've seen Get Out a few times. I like it. It's not. I don't think it's as fucking great as people think it is.
I agree.
Like it's just not. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
And Us, is that what it's called? Us? I don't even think know. Us? Is it Us?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes,
Okay, yeah,
yes,
that-
motherfucker. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're not fucking saying anything.
I'm saying yes.
Yeah. The movie was fucking garbage, dude. I will never watch it again, dude. Like, and it even like I know you said that Nope was good. Like, I didn't even know it came out, and it's probably because I didn't really give a fuck about Us that I wasn't like.
This one's
pumped for it.
sci-fi horror. I love sci-fi horror. Love it. I love
Is
sci-fi.
he
So that's why
fucking
to me,
pretentious? Is he
I get
getting?
it.
Is he getting pretentious? Is he moving past pretentious to ostentatious? Because if he is,
Ooh.
I'm not fucking watching it, dude. I'm not fucking watching it.
No, the characters are very, very well written. And there's one particular scene that I want to talk about so bad in that movie that's so fucking gruesome. And it's like, oh shit. That's all I'll say. And you'll know it when you watch it.
He's
you'll
gonna
know
get
when
one
you watch
more
it.
shot. He's gonna get one more shot. And if this movie fucking sucks and it's too out there or too, I don't want to get political, but if it's too, I'm not fucking watching it. I'm done. I'm done with Jordan Peele. I'll stick with the other guy because he came out in Predator.
He'll miss you. He'll miss you.
All
right.
I got a huge following. I got like 20 followers on Twitter. They'll all follow me. Well, you're one of them.
I'm one of them. And I
so
disagree
19.
with you.
Yeah, so
I got a
19 of
19.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it down to 18.
Jose's one too.
Hurry, follow me so I can get back to 19.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said about Get Out and Jordan Peele. So I'm like, I'm there. I'm with you. I stand by it.
RAZZIE most overrated horror movie, Pet Cemetery.
No, you fucking piece of shit.
Pet
dude.
Cemetery
No.
is pure, unadulterated trash. It's terrible. The concept
Look at
is
that.
good.
It's like I'm triggered.
Yeah.
I'm getting triggered.
Yeah. The concept in theory is good. Everything about the execution is absolutely horrible. The only thing that brings up the original
Herman
Pet
Munster.
Cemetery is that the new one is even worse than the old
What?
ones.
Herman
That's
Munster
the
was good in
only-
that movie. I will fight you,
Because
sir.
is-
sometimes dead
it is
is
terrible.
better.
That is okay. So there are B horror movies that the acting can be lacking. This is even worse than some of that terrible. The lead character, I couldn't tell if he was trying to cry or have an allergy attack. It was just, oh my God, so bad. And then having to rewatch it for the 100 horror movies to watch, it was even worse with every viewing going through. And I feel it's just overrated and people just like it because it's Stephen King. But no, not happening. The only redeeming factor about it is the kid was creepy as fuck when he finally like their turn. That was it.
Well, Zelda's creepy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that creeped me out. I could take it or leave it. So I it's okay.
Yeah,
I agree with both you guys to an extent.
the sister was the most, like you're saying, like disturbing thing that I had seen up until I was like 20, maybe, like, because I saw Pet Cemetery in Mexico. My dad like, hey, I'm going out, I'm gonna rent you a movie, Pet Cemetery. I think it has like animals in it, and I'm like, cool. And I was like fucking like 9 by myself in Mexico watching Pet Cemetery, and the fucking sister's like, again. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda was creepy, but in the end, what was the point of that side story? That's like the Gremlins with the Santa Claus, killing her father story. It's like, okay, cool story. Adds absolutely nothing to the rest of the plot.
Cool
of the
story,
movie.
bruh. It's one of those
Yeah.
cool story, bruh. Now
Freaking-
let's continue with the movie.
Maybe they
Yeah,
need the Peter Jackson director's
Come
cut,
on,
Return
man.
of the King or something.
The
I don't know.
freaking cat gets brought back, and then he's just chilling there for like a year, not doing anything. Demon cat just hanging out on the bed, like just hissing at people going
He
by.
was
It's
throwing
like,
fucking
do
rats
something.
at him when he's taking a bath, a sexy bath, the handsome
Yeah.
lead.
What you didn't see,
because
Jose,
he's fucking handsome.
he was taking
Oh
in
my
their
God.
shoes. Okay, you just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Every morning
He
they
was
wake up
in the
and
fucking
it's in their
cereal
shoe.
boxes.
Yeah,
He was knocking everything over, like his coffee and everything. They just didn't show that. Because you gotta know, you gotta watch between the
hairballs.
lines.
Hello,
dude.
hairballs were everywhere.
He's coughing up bloody hairballs, like
Bloody ones.
Bloody ones. Yeah.
You just didn't. You know what? You just didn't
Not
get
his
it,
blood.
Jose. You just didn't get it. Okay.
Yeah, you just didn't get
Basura.
it. Yeah. Jordan Peele get it. Yeah.
It's so
Anybody-
trash. I gotta say it in another language. Basura.
But I also have another runner-up, and because I finished watching it for the first time ever in my life last night, and It Follows. I'm sorry, guys.
Jose
I'm
and I
sorry.
mentioned-
Like that
all three of us
movie.
were like, "Oh, that movie's so great." She's like,
I know
"No,
she's
what?"
all.
I'm sitting here like, oh, dudes, no. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you know why Jose liked it. Jose just wanted to be part of the scene over there, freaking. So, but,
Clubs. He's here.
yeah.
I was just like, so what? That just keeps following them forever, regardless. And then it just ends there. And I'm like, well, what was the point of that? And it was like so choppy I like choppy editing, but I was like, what? Like, why? I don't know.
It was basically like, don't because it stays forever.
I
That's
guess
what
I'm
it
like,
was.
that's what I was thinking, is that like, don't sleep around because like whatever, that's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. But it's like, I guess, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. That was one thing for me. I was just like,
That's what they show in sex ed class now in high school.
I was just gonna
That's what you
fucking
did.
say that,
No.
dude, for health class in 5th grade.
they should show teeth for sex ed class.
Oh
Everybody
yeah,
see the movie
yeah.
Teeth.
Teeth.
That's what they should show.
Yes. And there's
The
still gonna be
boys.
dudes in class that said, "I still would." It's like, of course,
Yeah.
of course,
Like, it's gonna be like, they're like, hey, would you though? Would you seriously?
yeah.
Yeah, I probably would.
Just the tip. Just the
Just
tip.
the
though.
tip. I'll use finger for that one.
I got the rest of the finger. I got the rest of the knuckles. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. I have two. I thought Phantasm. Not a fan of the original Phantasm, man. We watched it for the 100 movie challenge. Watched it. Didn't like it. Didn't care for
I've
it.
never seen it.
Yeah.
Didn't.
not.
Hellraiser. I don't care for Hellraiser.
Eraserhead was another one that I had. There's a huge
Mm.
cult following for Eraserhead. I didn't like it, dude. I watched it. It was weird. It was dumb. Didn't care
I
for
never
it.
seen any of the Paranormal Activities. I never seen those. Sorry, Marie. Sorry,
I
don't follow
love
me.
them.
The first one.
I
was
won't.
good.
I love.
I can't
I
say
love
that they're
them.
bad. I just haven't seen them. So
There's a couple of
I-
good ones I like.
Yeah, I like.
Mm.
I like 1, 2, 3. Number 4 is okay. I like them all except for Ghost Dimension was terrible. But even the new one, the marked ones one, oh, I like that one too. And the one with the next of kin, I didn't mind that one.
I think
Oh.
that's the only one I haven't seen. I think it's the next of kin. I haven't
It's
watched
very
that one.
different because there's more modern day like film. There's like drones and stuff and like slow motion stuff. It's
Dang,
kind
you
of like
can't do
too
that.
produced,
Yeah.
but it was like by accident. But the scenes they used it in, I was like, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I gave it a pass. I still liked it.
yeah, I liked the first Saw, but I didn't like any of the other ones. The
Same.
second one was okay, and then after that, I watched them. I think most of them, and I'm like, I
Saw
don't
Saw
know.
became like Final Destination for me. I watched them for the cool deaths, and that was it. It wasn't for the movie itself. I watched all the Final Destinations to be like, oh, how are they gonna kill the next person? Like,
you know what?
forget the
It's the
story.
editing that bugs me. Like it's like the fast kind of, and I'm like, no, I don't really care for Saw.
Mm.
What
I
was
had
saying?
Saw for like a good concept though. I had that written down for
Mhm.
runner up because
Great concept.
that twist
Yeah.
and then also like torture, but you're torturing yourself in a sense.
Yep.
I'm not into torture movies. Like you guys talking about Human Centipede, I was like, no.
Oh, no.
I've never seen Human Centipede. I can't.
That movie's
do it,
awful.
man.
It's awful.
It's so bad. Yeah,
It's not good. And it's not fun awful. It's just bad. It's a badly made movie. And I was even texting these guys, I think, when I was watching it, like so many production errors from like the guy's opening up the door, but inside, but it was raining outside, but there's already rain on the door. Like, why is there already rain on the interior of the door when he's opening it? Just so many bad things.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just bad production. It's hard to
Sucks.
get past. Sucks.
Star Wars sucks.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
Just trying to show off in front of you, Marie. That's all it is.
Well, it's doing the opposite.
Yeah.
I take my Twitter follow back.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, Star Wars isn't for everybody. There's a lot of shitty ones, but there's some good
Yeah.
ones. And if you grow up with something, it's different. It hits
That's what
you
I'm
different.
saying. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Especially episode 4 through 6. Come on.
especially episodes 1 through 3. Yes.
Oh my god. Okay,
Jar
that's where I
Jar.
agree. That's where I agree with you, Chuck. Where I'm like, unless you do like them, then I'm like,
No,
oh,
he said he was joking, saying he liked them, and that's why I was like, no, I agree with Marie. 1, 2, 3, bad. But all right, guys,
The third one was good.
it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was in comparison.
Yeah, compared
I guess
to
you're
That's
bullshit.
like saying out of these 3 piles, this shit smells a little better than the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it smells
Yeah.
less foul. Less foul.
It would be at the front of the Human Centipede of the 3.
Exactly. Yes, Marie, you fit right in. So, all right, guys, what's on the queue? What do you want to recommend to our audience?
Host Chuck. Yep, me and Chuck say host.
Me and Marie
Yeah.
host. Watch Host on
All the
Shudder.
way.
I don't know where else you can find it, but Host. It's only how was it? Let's just say 56 minutes.
56 minutes of pure, just lovely joy, terror. It's great.
Yeah, just 56 minutes, like watching an episode of a TV show. Just do it. Watch it.
And I'm gonna have to go with Ouija Origin of Evil. Give that one a
Yes.
look.
I'm gonna.
Nice. I'm gonna do the Babadook. For those that haven't
Ooh.
seen it, love the Babadook. Recommend it. It's a nice family entertainment. You can have the kids watch it too. There's a little kid that's the main character, so-
God.
Babadook. Exactly. Just kidding. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining us. Again, this is Marie. If you want to give a quick plug in for your podcast and where people can find you.
Yes, I am with a podcast, Chillin with Cult.Class. On Instagram, we are at Chillin with Cult.Class. Website is chillinwithcultclass.com. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Go to our website and all the links are there. And we talk about spooky stuff, true stories and quotations. And yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
We
Check it out.
defined
It's awesome.
enjoyed
Check
having
it
you
out.
on. Thanks so much.
Yes,
You fit
thank you
right
for
in.
coming
Thank you for
on.
having
Yes,
me. I love you guys.
absolutely.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
thank you.
If you guys
We
ever
definitely gotta
want
bring you
some-
back.
Yes. Okay. You know, I
Yes.
didn't want to be like, hey, if you want to, could I come back, please? Can I
Oh,
come
no,
play?
absolutely you're gonna come back.
Can you host a play
No,
again, please? It's so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't normally record for this long of times usually, but we went super long for these ones, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
We had a good feeling. We planned for it too. Like I'm like, I think we're
Yeah.
gonna be pretty good here. We might have to break this up into 2. So
Yeah.
We're having a female and the girl's on here and she's gonna talk our ear.
Yeah, we needed that. Yes, exactly.
You
Just
did-
to add a
did
little
great.
bit of
Thank
spice
you.
to the podcast. Yeah. So,
Yeah, thank
guys,
you,
you can
Marie.
follow us. You can watch us on YouTube. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. You can find us at Not a Strong Start, Instagram, Twitter at Not a Strong Start. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify podcasts, where you can listen to your podcast. I'm your host, Camp Counselor Guy, King_Sangre, Daniel.
Damn, it was going so smooth too. You had that.
Yeah, you had it all down, dude, and then right.
I'm never gonna get this right.
Fucked it up, dude.
The day that I get it right
like,
is our final episode. It's our final episode.
Yeah, I was like,
he
finally got it. He's like, like today, Junior.
Dude, you know how much stuff I'm trying to cram into like 10 seconds of fucking dialogue? Oh my god! All right,
I love you. You're
great. HN Indian Burial Ground. You can find me at This Is Me Nombre on Instagram.
I'm still just the tip, real quick, guy. You can find me at ChatRadWild12.
And I'm the under your bed guy, like Chuck's Ouija board at Chillin with Cult.Class.
Thank you. And there's many things buried underneath Chuck's bed, but we'll say that for another
horrifying
episode.
things. Horrifying.
Yeah, a
things.
lot of porn.
Horror.
Still a lot of magazine porn. Still, doing that stuff.
Bloody hairballs from the cat.
Yeah. ET fingers. ET fingers.
ET fingers.
He's got the prosthetics that he keeps at home.